There is a magic bullet for getting and doing more deals in real estate. It's so simple. I'm going to share with you in just a few moments here in this video. It's free, it's incredibly powerful, and the crazy thing is, so few real estate professionals even use this bullet. Now more than ever is the time to apply it, because we are at all-time lows in inventory, huge buyer demand, real estate is booming right now. And when you get more deals right now, you're going to put a lot more money in your pocket. Are you ready for this magic bullet? The late great sales trainer and motivational speaker Zig Ziglar was famous for saying, "The fortune is in the follow-up." The fortune is in the follow-up. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the magic bullet. Follow-up. Get this. Studies have shown that 48% of real estate professionals, these are agents and investors, make one contact to a lead. 25% get up to 2 contacts to a lead. 12 to 3 and then now all of a sudden you're at 10% of all the people are doing 4+ contacts. Why does that matter? Well, only 2% of deals get under contract on the first contact. 3% after the second, 5% after the third, 10% after the fourth, and get this, 80% of the deals get under contract the 5th or later contact attempts. You got to follow up, and only 10% of the people are even doing it. If you're not doing more deals, this is probably one of your main problems. Following up. I'm talking about a lead you talked to 6 months ago that maybe didn't seem all that motivated at the time. Give them a call. Follow back up with them. Give them a text. What if it was a year ago you made an offer on a deal? Go look that deal up and then see if they ever sold it or not, and then follow back up with them. This is the time to be following up. My apprentices and I, last couple months, as these inventory levels have just plummeted, we have been hammering with the follow-up, and we've been picking up all kinds of deals. We've made so much money during COVID. People were telling me I was crazy. Oh, the real estate market's going to collapse. Real estate market's stronger than before COVID even hit. So I'm not crazy. I'm in this business every day. I know exactly what I'm doing. So right now is the time to be part of the 10%. It's to hit these leads up more and more and more. And you might say, whoa, 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 hitting bullets? Wait a minute, Phil. I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to bother people. You're not bothering people. You could be saving them. I have a story to illustrate this, and I share this with my apprentices too. Whenever they start getting worried, oh no, I don't want to follow up, this is what I share. So I was 22 years old, and I had just broken up with my girlfriend at the time, and I had gotten to know a person named Crystal because she was good friends with that person who's now an ex-girlfriend, and she was dating a guy named Matt. Matt worked for the Southern Baptist Convention Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission in Nashville. You can say that 5 times fast. And so if we were at social events like a football game or something, ever so often Matt would invite me to church, and at that time I'd always decline. Well, after I broke up with my girlfriend, Crystal had talked to Matt and said, you know, you need to call Phil, invite him to church. And Matt said, Crystal, first of all, I've never even called Phil before. We see him at football games and whatnot, but I've never actually called him on the phone. Second of all, every time I've brought up the idea of him coming to church, he's always declined. Nicely, but always declined. And Crystal said, yeah, but now it's different. And look, I would call him, but first of all, I'm a girl. Second of all, I'm friends with his now ex-girlfriend. I'm not the best ambassador for this. Can you just give him a call and invite him to church, please? And so, reluctantly, begrudgingly, he did. Give me a call, and I still remember the phone call. And he invited me to church, and he was shocked when I said, you know what? I will come to church. What time's it at? Where's it located? And he was almost stumbling, like, oh my goodness. This guy said yes. And he gave me the information, and he was even more shocked when I showed up. And well, the rest is history. I eventually gave my heart to Christ, and I've been on fire for Jesus ever since. And can you imagine if he didn't follow up? If he was being polite and he didn't call me? How many more years I may have gone without Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior? So the point of the story is follow up. You're not bothering people. You could be saving them. So you might be asking the question, okay, well, Phil, how does this follow-up all work? Well, the first key is this: no automation. That's right. No automated email, automated text, automated phone calls, none of that. First of all, as a real estate investor, you're typically not bringing in that many seller leads on a monthly basis. You're just not. Even the top guys just really are not bringing in that many. Other businesses are very different. Real estate investors, we have a relatively small number of leads. Now, when you go with automation, you cause two problems. Number one, you have lower deliverability, and number two, because it's less personal, you're less likely to get that connection with that seller. Instead, when you go with a manual text, a manual phone call, a manually written email, you are able to get a much higher deliverability, and second of all, you can personalize it. That's where things get really important here. We're talking about real estate. You can do some basic research on the property before you call if the lead is 6 months old, if the lead is 12 months old. I'm a huge fan of PropStream. I think it's the greatest tool for research that's available today for people in America on the subject of residential real estate. But you don't have to use that tool if you don't want to spend the extra money. You can actually get the access to most of the data for free through the county websites. And so, when you reach out to these people, personalize it. By not automating, you can personalize the message, something along the lines of, we talked 6 months ago, at the time you were looking for a buyer, it looks like you haven't sold it yet, are you still looking to sell? Question mark. You can text that. Right? I love text when you have a phone number. If you don't have a phone number, obviously you have to send an email. And what happens is, that text will sit there and they might not respond to it right away. They might respond to it, 2 days later, 5 days later. The key is you've personalized it and they think, that person remembered me. They remembered my situation. It is so powerful. I see so often where people want to buy some software and they want to automate their follow-up. It's such a bad idea. All right, now, the other question I get brought up is, well, Phil, with automation, I have more freedom and more time. Follow-up does not take up that much time. It takes up a relatively small amount. It's an incredibly potent use of time. And furthermore, if you don't have time to follow up, you don't have time to be a real estate investor. Follow-up is real estate investing. In fact, it's probably the highest level of productivity time as a real estate investor you could possibly do. So you need to make the time to follow up and maybe stop watching all those political rants or whatever else that's wasting your time and not making you any money in life. All right, so now comes the cadence, like when you follow up. What we like to do is follow up immediately when a lead comes in, the next day. We hit them up like 4 or 5 days in a row. If we don't hear from them, we wait about a week, then we hit them back up. Then we do it another week, then we reach out to them again, and then we wait 2 weeks. And after a month, we go on to a monthly follow-up process. And so what we like to do is once a month on a specific day, we just follow up with each of the leads. Right, we do it real quick. Pull up our PropStream, and we start looking up each address and see if they've sold it yet. We see if it's on the MLS. We reach out to them. And that way, you've got a pretty systemized way to do it. Maybe it takes 30, maybe it takes 45 minutes per month. And you've got a way to instantly get in touch with these people on a personalized, non-automated way that connects directly with them. That's follow-up. I know I spent a lot of time sharing a simple concept. I hope I was able to give you quite a bit of insight. But don't overcomplicate this. This is not difficult. And I get questions like, Phil, what time of day? Don't worry about it. Whether it's 7 a.m. or 7 p.m., just do it. Follow up. You will find that follow-up is the magic bullet to getting more deals. All right, thanks, y'all. Well, I'm Phil Pustiowski with FreedomMentor.com. As you can tell, I get incredibly passionate when it comes to mentoring and teaching and training people on how to do this business right, because I know how important it can be. I know how big of an impact it can make. Look, you have a couple extra $100,000 in your bank account, you're a different person. You have a lot less stress, you have a lot more joy, and a lot more peace in your life. Even though it should all come from the Lord, we all know that having a big cushion of money in your bank account sure helps too. And if you want to learn more about real estate investing, I've got a book I wrote that I've continued to update, How to Be a Real Estate Investor, that I give away for free on these videos. And this will give you a great primer on what you need to know to be a real estate investor. And if you've already read the book and you're getting engaged, you're watching these videos, and you want to take your business to an entirely different level, consider my apprentice program, where my team and I, we work with people one-on-one. We turn them into money-making machines. We have taken complete beginners and turned them into some of the market leading, some of the leaders of real estate investing in America. And so if you want to know more about that, that's where this is right here. This is my apprentice program. That will take you to a whole new level. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to throw them down below, and I'll see you in the next video.